Alright guys, how's it going? It's this week's recommended Blender downloads. This is where I scour the depth of the internet looking for the best free downloads for your downloading pleasure. Now, I'll be completely honest, next week is Black Friday and I think a lot of these developers are kind of holding off just a little bit just to kind of, capitalise in that situation. But there's some real classic gems in here. And let's kick this off with Goto Frame. Quickly go to the desired frame. Now this might seem a little bit trivial, but if you come from a Maya or even a Lightwave background, just being able to quickly jump to a frame, it kind of makes sense to be honest, and it's kind of hidden in Blender, so this might be a script that you might want to check out. Remember, all the links are in the description down below. And let's move this over to Instant Meshes. Now by no stretch of the imagination is this a new add-on. It's pretty well known to be honest, but if you download the latest Fluent add-on, you actually need to use Instant Meshes for the cloth panel. So I thought, it's good to give it a mention. It's a good remesh tool. But I would also like to pick up on AutoRemesher version 1. And this is by the same developer that actually makes the free modelling tools. So it's definitely worth checking out if you're wanting a kind of auto-remeshing tool. Now don't get me wrong, you've got Blender's Decimate, you've got Quad Remesher. There's plenty of things out there in the market. But I'm just here to point you in a kind of certain direction. So let's move this over to their Blender Volume Visualizer. Now, I'm not entirely sure how this works. The description says, easy to control / fast setup to get a visual how the volume looks like made in Blender Eve. Might be worth checking it out. And there is a few other goodies there on the guy's page. Now moving it over to GitHub, not exactly new, but this is called GrowthNodes, and it just received an update a few days ago, so it might be worth checking it out again. And moving over to Christoph, anime inspired 2D trees for Blender. This one looks cracking to be honest, the guy's doing good work. And this is a new one, it was released on November the 1st, and it's called the Color Palette Shader Editor. This add-on lets you quickly customise the colour of different materials at once. Sounds good. And while I'm here, Subdivision Surface Control add-on. Hi everyone, this is a simple add-on that lets you control the Subdivision Surface modifiers on all objects in the scene, so that seems like a useful add-on as well. So let's move on to the next one, Blender Gimel Studio Addon. Now I'm not entirely sure what this is, I've never used it to be honest, but it's now an Interchange add-on and it's probably worth checking out if you know what Gimel is, that's even if I'm saying it correctly. And move it over to GitHub. I actually quite like this one, I tested it out the other day, and it's called the Blender-IcicleGenerator Generator. So maybe you want to generate some icicles. What you essentially do is you select the edge, hit generate, and it just generates a bunch of icicles. And it's coming up to Christmas, so this might come in handy. And let's move it over to the one that I actually reviewed, and it was TreeGen. I know a lot of people like to generate trees, so I thought I would give this one a mention as well as the TreeGen. And just to kind of wrap things up, obviously you have the modular tree add-on. Now, this gets called mtree, and you have the modular tree add-on in Blender, but you essentially use nodes to generate a tree, and it's pretty cool. And that's pretty much been your wrap up for the week. Do me a favour guys, please support third party developers and artists. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, follow me on Twitter, support me on Gumroad, my throat's getting sore, you know what to do, take care. I tried to do that in one take, nearly died.